Good morning. This past week, Brittany and Lucy and I moved into a new home. It's been an exciting time and getting to get settled into a new house and looking forward to new opportunities for making memories together and to be able to have the chance to have a fresh beginning. It's always an exciting time moving into a new place. But as we were leaving our old house, we found it especially tough to say goodbye to one of our neighbors. We had some wonderful neighbors around us, but there was one neighbor in particular that we'd been able to form a special relationship with. She was our next door neighbor. She was a widow, and she was such a sweet and kind lady. She always took time to come over and say hello to us, and she would always come by and ask about Lucy and how Lucy was doing. She always wanted to see Lucy or have us send pictures of Lucy to her. She was one who would take time anytime we were out of town to just check on our house and make sure everything was okay. If there was a package that was delivered while we were away, then she would always be sure to pick it up and hold it for us until we got home. At Christmas time, she always brought by homemade peanut brittle. There were certain things that we just came to love and appreciate about her, and she really was such a special and kind neighbor to us, and we really hated saying goodbye to her. But as we've moved into this new home, we've been so thrilled and felt so welcomed by all of our neighbors here. So many have been coming by to introduce themselves and to check in on us. They've been coming by to just to say hello and to bring kind gifts. It's been so nice to be able to move into a place and to have such wonderful neighbors here to greet us. It really has been a lesson here in this last week of the importance of having good neighbors, people who love us and look out for us, and people that we can have those wonderful relationships with. It's really got me thinking about our whole theme for this entire year at St. Luke's. Love your neighbor, no exceptions. You know, sometimes this idea of loving our neighbor, it can almost seem like an ambiguous, just sort of out there ethereal idea. Loving our neighbor can sometimes just evoke these emotions in us. But what I've come to realize in this last week, what I've been reminded of, is that loving our neighbors isn't just something that we feel, it really is something that we do. It's something that we live out. We've experienced that love from wonderful neighbors in the past and from new neighbors today. And I'm reminded that sometimes whenever we talk about loving our neighbors, we can be a little bit unsure of where to start. What are we supposed to do to love our neighbors? And this has been a time where I've been reminded that loving our neighbors really does start close to home. If you don't know where to begin with those around you, those who live closest to you. Do you know all of your neighbors? If not, today is a good day to be able to go by and introduce yourself, to say hello and to welcome them if they're new. If you do know your neighbors, today is a great day to be able to take by just a surprise gift to them. Bring by a few cookies. Take a handwritten card over to them. If you have kids or grandkids, have them help you make some crafts that you can go and surprise them with. These little kind, small gestures may seem insignificant to us, but I can tell you from experience, they make a real difference. They will be a blessing to them, and it's going to bless you as well. So take time today to love your neighbors, your actual neighbors, the ones right next to you. Do something special for them, and I can promise you, you're going to bless them. We're going to love our neighbors, no exceptions.